Now, there is a video that I have where I inserted a digital paper, and that's basically changing the letters into more of a pattern. You can insert a pattern. You can fill the letters, but you have that option also in here. So I'm just going to go back to my arrow on my left side, and I can change the fill. So you already have that option. You have some pre-selected colors that you can choose from. And then once you're done, you can click Control R to select all of them. You're going to right click and you're going to group. Now you have one image. If you drag it, if you click and drag it, everything's going to go together. If you don't do that, and let's say, you undo it. Let's say you thought you clicked on everything, but somehow you left out that little leaf. Group. You want to move it around, you're going to lose one of your pieces. So you need to be careful, especially with the I's, the letter I, because it will do that. So you want to try to do Control All or Control A, right click, group, and now it's one whole image. After that, you can click on the image, and I always click on the lock button so that if I want to change it, it doesn't make it stretched out and look kind of weird. Because if it's unlocked, and let's say I do, I don't know, 5 inches, it's going to make it kind of squished. So the lock button is your friend. Use it. So here is where you just select your size. You click the lock. You want it to be 12 inches. Well, it's never going to be 12 inches exactly because the mat needs a little gray area for the vinyl. So let's just do 11 point, I don't know, 11 and a half inches. Now, once you have it this way, what I do is I move it up to the top corner. So I will use this feature here. I move it over, move it up, and now it's where I want it to be. Now, if you're going to do HTV, HTV is heat transfer vinyl. That is used for making shirts. You can also use it on cups, different material, you can basically use HTV on pretty much everything. But I would be careful with glass because you can actually break the glass with the heat. Most people use a heat gun. So just be careful with that. But if you're going to do HTV, you're going to want to flip the image so that it comes out correct. So when you put the HTV down on your mat, it needs to be shiny side down. If it's not shiny side down, then when it cuts, you're going to cut it this way. And if it doesn't have the shiny side down, you're actually cutting on the wrong side, and you're just cutting plastic. You're not cutting the actual HTV, and you're just going to ruin the sheet. So shiny side down, and then you need to flip your image. Now, when you go to send, if you decide you want to cut it already, it gives you the option. Okay, so here I am in my send page. All of this that's traced in red, those are my cut lines. All of this is going to cut. But notice how I can't click on it there. It needs to be highlighted in order for it to cut. So you highlight it, it gives you the option to cut. If you click cut edge, you're going to lose all the inside pieces. Okay. Let me see. So you want to check off your heat transfer smooth. If you're using heat transfer, select your cut, select your auto blade or whatever tool you're using. I'm not even sure why it's showing everything here. It usually doesn't. It'll just show the edges. I guess because it's already a cut file, it'll automatically do all the cut lines. Okay. So let me go back. So you want to flip your image. You're gonna right click and click flip horizontal. So this way, okay, your vinyl is shiny side down. Your cut is gonna be in reverse because when you put it on the shirt, it's going to be flipped over and it's going to be heat transferred onto your shirt correctly. So right here, this is how it's cut, shiny side down. And then once you weed means taking out all the inner pieces. You need to be careful and pay attention to what you're taking out, because if you're not paying attention to the pieces, you might end up taking the letter out instead of the inside. Okay, so be very watchful of what you're pulling out of your vinyl.